These days, I don't know.
Stanko Matijasevich was born in Luskomi Galina on February 18, 1908, to Nikola and Milka Matijasevich. He immigrated to Canada in 1929 during the Depression and married Ivica in March of 1939. He soon found his fortune in business, owning hotels and billiards. He passed away in 1971. Mrs. Matijasevich, tell us a little bit about your husband Stanko and how his childhood in Yugoslavia.
Uh, I don't know too much about childhood. I know he came in Canada, 1929, and in Windsor. So he stayed here maybe a few days. Then it was no jobs, and that's why he came to work, no job. So there is a job in Montreal. They digging canal or something doing there. So he went there where he met quite a few Serbian people and stayed with Mr. and Mrs. Borovic. So he got a job there, and I don't know too much how long he stayed there, till the canal was finished. Then he went to Sudbury. So he got a job in no, that was not gold, it was copper and nickel in Sudbury. Then he stayed a few years there. Then he moved to Geraldton, a little town close to Thunder Bay. So there was a gold mine. He worked there sometime. Then he opened a grocery store with another man. And few years they ran it, and
What was the name of the grocery store?
I can't tell. Probably Geraldton Groceries. I was not there that time. Yeah. Then they sold, or what happened, so he came back to Sudbury. And again to the mine. Then that was all before I was there, so I can tell some. Then he, well, anyway, we met in Geraldton, I mean in Detroit. So, however, he was working in Sudbury in copper and nickel. Then we met in further on. That was his like more hometown, Sudbury. Then when we met in Detroit, like I came from Yugoslavia to Detroit. My brother, he brought me, and we married there. Then we didn't go to Sudbury, we went to Geraldton. He was promised to get the job there again. Then we stayed there maybe 10 months or something. He worked a few months, then that's it. So we went back to Sudbury, where he didn't get the job. Then we went to Niagara Falls. He was working at Chippewa, at the factory. Then we stayed there about 10 months too, 8 months something. Then we went back to Sudbury. They was hiring again in the mine. So then Sudbury, then maybe 3 years in Sudbury, then we came to Windsor. Then a war started already, and Chrysler was hiring, and we got letter from a relative, come here and you'll get a job in Chrysler. So we came here in 1942. The first baby was born in Sudbury. And he worked at Chrysler for not even a year. Then he decided to buy a business. So he bought first he bought the building on Bruce Avenue with 6 apartments. Then he sold this and bought apartment Lincoln Hotel on Olette, where is Big V now, with 36 rooms and a bar and a kitchen, and it was pretty big business.
Yeah.
With another man, Dusan Žarković. So they was there about maybe 4 or 5 years. Then Dusan, he sold his share to Stanko Matijasevich. And so they was together again for some time. Then Stanko, he wanted to sell his share. Then my husband, he bought. He paid Stanko Matijasevich out. So then it was, they was going to knock down the building, the city owner, whoever. That time I had small babies, I didn't work there. Then he moved the license down to University Avenue, bought the building there and opened the business there. Then
what business was that he opened on University?
Lincoln Hotel.
So then he moved it
Lincoln Hotel. He moved license from Olette to University. So he ran it there till I think 1955. Then he sold. Then he bought the building on Tecumseh Road, on 1600 block, corner Windermere and Tecumseh. And we stayed there till about 35 years. But my husband, he passed away, 1971. And before this, he built the billiard, family billiards on Central Avenue, where we ran it maybe 10 years. Then he passed away, 71. Then I ran it after him, billiard, for 3 years. Then I sold it. And so I guess that was all the business.
So did you find that they were very successful, each of the businesses that you started?
Yes, it was it was pretty good, you know, here and there, but he was running. Yeah.
Now tell us a bit about your family, and how did you actually meet in Detroit, your husband?
Well, I came in 1936 in December. Then my husband, he had an uncle in Detroit who was visiting in Geraldton. Then he told him about me. Then 1938, Stanko came from Geraldton, but was not citizen this time. So he couldn't cross the border So we set up, we'll come there. Then my brother said, well, that's not really nice. You go there like it's...
Yeah.
So we didn't go there. So Stanko went back to Geraldton and started looking for citizenship. So he got it in 1939. Well, between this time we was sending pictures to each other and writing letters, and so 1939 he came. Then he could cross the border, come to America, and so we met and we got married. Then
When did you get married?
1939,
Of which month?
March 28, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we went back to Geraldton, stayed there sometime, not full year. Then that's what we went from Geraldton to Sudbury, then from Sudbury to Niagara Falls, where he was working. Then back from Niagara Falls to Sudbury again, back and forth, because it was no jobs. Then from Sudbury, that was last move. 1942, came to Windsor. Stanko got a job at Chrysler, working there, and that's what, when he decided to open up a hotel. That's when he bought a hotel on Olette and ran it, and with the partners, and so.
Being busy with the businesses, did he ever find time to involve himself in the Serbian community?
Oh yes, he was member of Gračanice Church, and I was in with us, we call the circles, called Srpski sestara. So we was there all the time. So.
Now tell us about each of your children and what they're doing now.
Nada, this is the oldest daughter who was born in Sudbury. She graduated from high school that time, and she worked sometime for Canadian Bridge in the office. Then she got married with Stephen Payne. Then she was still working. Then when she had the first child, then she quit. Then after she had another 3 children, then she didn't work after that. And then the second child, Mariana, she went, she graduated from high school, then she went through university, finishing for art, fine of arts, or whatever it is. So that's what she graduated. Then the youngest, Nevenka, we call her Nevena, she graduated high school. Then she was going to St. Clair College, but then she got married. So now Nevenka, she lives here with me, and of course she is divorced. Yeah. Then the girls, they doing fine.
And yourself, what are you doing presently?
Well, I keep the house, and I sew, I cook, I embroidery, whatever. Yeah, I do these things. But through the life, I've been working too.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we rest.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm old enough to rest.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah. Okay.